Hello students, this video is for the word concentrate. So the sentence that we would copy is about a short story called The Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe. It's a really famous horror story, scary story that was written about 150 years ago. And it's about a man who, well, you discover by the end of the story that he's actually a psychopathic killer. He gets obsessed with this idea that an old man who lives near him in his apartment building has an evil eye. He says his eye is evil and it's looking at me, and he starts. He's got some kind of a mental problem where he focuses on this eye and he thinks this eye is going to get him and it's going to attack him, and so he ends up killing the old man because he says the reason is because he wants his eye to stop looking at him so much. But it's a classic case of where you start out, normally in a story with the narrator, you trust them, you believe what they're telling you. And with this story, you start out trusting the narrator, and then as you read more and more, you realize, actually, this person is crazy. I can't trust him. And he's actually not just crazy, he's dangerous. And I like to give that as an example of the difference between tone and mood, because his tone when he kills the old man is he's happy, he's relieved. Finally, I killed the old man. But you, the reader, are not feeling that feeling at all. You're feeling like shocked and horrified. Anyway, so after he kills the old man, then what happens is the police, at the very end of the story, the police come and they're trying to interrogate him, and they're saying, you live near the old man. What happened? When's the last time you saw him? And the title is called The Telltale Heart because he took the old man's body and he buried it under the floor. And that's where the old man's body is hidden, I'm pretty sure. And so he feels like the main character, the narrator, thinks that there's a noise under the floor, and he thinks it's the old man's heart that is still beating because the old man is going to rise from the dead and attack him. And it's actually his own heart. It's actually his own heart. But so this is the sentence. He concentrates so much on listening to the faint noise under the floor, right, which is actually imaginary. He feels like he keeps thinking there's a noise under the floor. There's a noise under the floor. Something's going to happen because he's guilty. I mean, at the end, he knows that the police are there and he killed the old man. I mean, so finally at the very, very end, he confesses and he says, "It was me. I killed him." And because his heart is still beating, can't you hear it? And the police have no idea what he's talking about. So that's a summary of the story. Hope I didn't ruin it for you if you ever want to read it. But now you understand what he's concentrating on. He's concentrating on the noise under the floor, and that he makes him hear his own heartbeat. And then, like I said, then he finally he confesses that he murdered the old man. But it's really because of his own heartbeat, because he is concentrating so much on his own heartbeat that he tricks himself into thinking that it's the old man's heart, which is still beating under the floor. So the word is concentrate. Concentrate is like focus, right? Give all your attention to it. That is definition one here. Verb definition one, to give all your attention to something and not think about anything else. Okay. And then definition two is to bring something together in one place. And this is used a lot in the military, like to talk about soldiers, armies. They will say, concentrate all of your troops, las tropas, on this side because we need to attack on this side, like when they're planning a battle or something. If you study history, they use that word concentrate. Or if you study military strategy. And then there's also a noun for concentrate. And this you might know like from orange juice. It's a substance that is made stronger because water or other substances have been removed. So the classic case of this that we see a lot is orange juice concentrate, concentrado de naranja, de jugo de naranja, which you can freeze it. It's cheaper than regular orange juice, and then you take it out and you mix it with water to make orange juice. And it's made stronger because the water got taken out of it. So concentrarse, let's see, concentrarse I think is definition one. I'm sorry I don't have a Spanish speaker here to ask, but my feeling is that definition two actually might be concentrar and not concentrarse, because para la definición dos, alguien no lo hace a sí mismo, hace a otras personas, a otro, like, I feel like. So I think it would be more like just concentrar and not concentrarse. So let's say that can also be a possible translation. Concentrar, concentrarse. And concentrado is the noun. Okay, so word families: concentrated, concentrating, concentration. Concentration is like the action of concentrating. Synonyms: engross or focus. Those are synonyms for definition one. And antonym for concentrate could be ignore. So let's look at more details for these sentences. So definition one: students must concentrate on the task at hand. This is something that teachers will like to say if students are getting distracted, going on their phone on Facebook or something, and the teacher will say, come on, students, concentrate on the task at hand. At hand means what you have to do right now. It's an expression. The task, la tarea, the task that you have to do now. So concentrate on the task at hand. So that's definition one. Means give all of your attention to that. Do not pay attention to something else. Only when you're in class, only pay attention to class. And I know that now with coronavirus being at home, this is even harder than it usually is because we all have distractions. We have kids around. But as much as possible, try to do this during class. Okay, and then second definition, it says to bring something together in one place. Oh, okay. And this is another, so I talked about the military use of this, concentrating soldiers. But this is another, it's not just that. Okay, because, yeah, this is another example. Our science experiment required us to develop a new device that would concentrate the sun rays in one spot to produce heat. So this is like, I don't know if anybody has ever, if you haven't done it yourself, maybe you've heard about it or seen it, that people can start a fire with a magnifying glass. And magnifying glass is a piece of glass that makes things bigger, and also that, so like if you shine it in front of the sun, right, it makes the sun's rays be more concentrated and they make more heat and light in one place. And so then you can even use that, like for example, to make fire. It's possible. So, or there's a way of cooking like this. They call it a solar oven. And if you attach, you get a big thing that makes all the sun's rays from a big area go into one spot. It gets really, really hot, and you can actually cook food. So that's what this is saying. Concentrate. So it means all the sun's rays, los rayos del sol, so, toda su energía, all the energy from that is in one place. That's what that's saying. And then definition three, as I said, is usually used for orange juice. So, and it says, okay, it said this juice contains 100% orange concentrate. That's why it's very sweet and thick. So actually, just concentrate, you don't usually drink it by itself, right? What you do is you take it and you add water to it and then you can drink it. Because if it's so thick, you can't drink it. All right, I think that's it for the word concentrate. Thank you very much for watching today.